Today we are talking with the talented singer-songwriter John Paul Von Arx. We love his songs and his album Breakthrough, and today we have the pleasure to speak to him. And we also have Maria, who works with John Paul at Franciscan University. They coordinate music together there. So we are really honored to have them on our show. Welcome to our show, Yo Quiero Verte, and thank you so much for this interview.
Hmm. It's so good to be here, Anna. We're just so happy and blessed to be able to jump on with you guys, even in Argentina. What an honor for us. So thank you for
Yes.
inviting. Yeah.
It's
So would you like us to play a worship song for you?
Yes. I was going to say that it's amazing how music connects people, right? And
Mhm.
what a better way to start the interview than listening to a song of both of you together. So it would be a pleasure to start the interview today with a song.
Mm. I would love to. We're going to play a song called "Wonderful, Merciful Savior," and Maria and I both work with college students here at Franciscan University of Steubenville in Ohio, in the United States, and we work with college students, and the two of us are always working with little music teams at masses. There's 4 daily masses here on campus, and we have music teams for a good number of those masses, and so we're working with a lot of the students and college age kids to be able to help them form worship and music in their lives and their hearts, so that when they graduate college, they can go off to their parishes and back to the towns that they came from, and to be able to bring that worship music and the ability to pray with music back to their home churches and parishes. So we're just so grateful to be able to do that. God has been so good to us, and I should say I love this song. It's called "Wonderful, Merciful Savior," and I love Maria's voice so much. She's got such a wonderful voice, and it's just a pleasure to be able to sing with her. And I think this song really showcases both of our favorite like style. So here we go. Wonderful, merciful Savior, precious Redeemer and friend, who would have thought that a lamb could rescue the souls of men? Oh, you rescue the souls of men. You are the one that we praise. You are the one we adore. You give the healing and grace our hearts always hunger for. Oh, our hearts always hunger for.
Counselor, comforter, keeper, Spirit we long to embrace. You offer hope when our hearts have hopelessly lost
infinite Father, faithfully loving your own. Here in our weakness you find us, falling before your throne. Oh, we're falling before your throne. And you are the one that we praise. You are the one we adore. You give the healing and grace our hearts always hunger for. Oh, our hearts always hunger for. And you are the one that we praise. You are the one we adore. You give the healing and grace our hearts always hunger for. Oh, our hearts always hunger for.
What a beautiful song. Thank you so much for that.
Oh, you're so welcome. This is Maria Salamita. Thank you so much, Maria.
Okay, bye, Maria.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Anna. Yeah, Maria and I work, like I said, with college students, and it's so cool to be able to work with young people, especially when it comes to worship music or just music in general. But they're just so full of life, and we always have students coming in and out of our office, and they always want to play music. They want to learn more, and it's just so humbling to be able to work with them and be able to serve God with the gift of music at the same time, you know.
That is
So-
great. And as you were saying, it's a gift, right? How did you discover that you had this gift and this talent to share with us all?
Well, I think I always loved music, even from an early age. I remember my mom used to say when I was like 2 years old, even, my uncle was really good at the piano, and I would go stand next to him, and I would be tapping my foot along with the piano, and she knew. She's like, you know, John Paul, you're going to be musically talented in that way, and in a sense too, it's a gift, you know. And anytime we've been given a gift, it doesn't mean that we merited it. You know, it's not because of anything I did or Maria did, that we have gifts, and everyone has their own gift from God. And it's just a matter of discovering what those gifts are. For me, music is one of those gifts, and then wondering, like, Lord, you gave me this gift, and Lord, you have a plan. Like, what do you want me to do with this gift of music? And that's a long process. I think most of my life, in from the time I was probably 11 through like 2021, I was all country music, and I loved playing electric guitar, loved playing lead guitar in different bands all over the United States, and you know, and that was really good because it formed me musically. However, once I got to a certain point, you know, I was playing a lot of shows, 120 nights a year or so, and I got to a point though where I really felt like God was calling me to use those gifts elsewhere. However, I was really perplexed and a little anxious. I said, like, Lord, I don't. Where else would I use these? I don't know. Like, I'm doing country music right now, but I don't know where else I would use these gifts because I like entertaining crowds, and I thought of church as something completely different than entertaining crowds and playing concerts. You know, and I was like, Lord, how are you going to use this gift? And it's really been a marvelous journey. It's been very humbling, and I've had to trust him. You know, I had to walk away from that country music industry for a time and just say, Lord, I trust you. You know, I knew that being faithful to you, you're calling me to be more to wait on you and let you open some doors. My heart was not content in those settings. And I had to wait for the Lord to open a door, to move, and it takes a lot of listening, you know. And I think I'm still on that journey, you know, never knowing exactly what His plan is, but that's okay. I think the thing that matters is cultivating your gift and then being able to say yes to God when He's asking you to serve Him in any way.
Yes, you also write your songs, right? And I wanted to ask you what situations, what people, or what things inspire you. You just said that it's also about listening, right? To what things do you listen or you see that inspire you to write songs?
Mm. Well, I think you know it's such an interesting thing. I think there's so many distractions in the world today. When we have, iPads and smartphones, and we have, there's 5 screens on my desk right now and a phone, and that's so crazy. And I think for us, look at like when the Lord spoke to the prophet, it wasn't in the storm, it wasn't in the lightning, it was in the midst of a quiet, gentle whisper. So if we're going to hear the Lord's voice, we need to take away these distractions, and make time to listen on a regular basis. And I think that's when the inspiration comes for the music, because it allows us to step back from life and be reflective. Regardless of whether or not you're trying to write music, I think being reflective and having some silence in your life is really important, to be able to hear the Lord's voice, to be able to hear what's going on in your own heart, to say like, where's my heart being pulled, and why is it being pulled that direction? But some people that have really profoundly impacted my ability to write is my little brother Sam. He has Down syndrome, and so he's very simple. Mentally. He might not be the smartest person, or he might not get the best grades in school, but there's no one that I know that loves with more ease than Sam. It's so easy for him to love people, even if they're different than he is, even if they're from a different culture, even if they speak a different language, even if they look different, even if they're rich or they're poor, or he doesn't see all those things that we see. And that having a brother with special needs like that has really shown me how I should be looking at the world more, to be more Christ-like. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. And my brother lives the gospel better than anybody I've ever met. And those are the kind of things that inspire me to write music, people like my little brother Sam. So, I think that's certainly a huge source of inspiration for me.
Yes, and there is a song in your album, He's Different, right?
Yeah.
It's really beautiful. Would you like to play a part of it for us now, or maybe some other song from your album?
I would love to. I'll definitely do the song. There's I'll play. You want a part of the song? I can play the second verse in the bridge. How about?
Okay.
That's great. So the song, it's called "He's Different," and I know sometimes people feel uncomfortable when they say, "Oh, he's different. He's different." Well, of course, but the differences that my brother has in his heart and who he is are differences that I wish I had more of. And that's the point of this song, saying, yes, he's different, and I wish I could be more different like him in some ways. So, he may not ever be at the top of his class, and as he grows up, he may not be fast, but he'll take his sweet time, enjoy his whole life, and that's different. When people first see him, they may stop and stare, or not take the time to acknowledge he's there, but he doesn't ever see them any different. Oh, he's different, different than me. Oh, he's peaceful and free. A heart like his helps mine to believe the little things matter in life more than they seem. beat of the hours. My clock's always ticking, my desk's always full, my phone's always ringing. The more I go through life at this speed, I'm thankful that my little brother is different than me. Oh, I'm thankful that my little brother is different than me.
Thank you for that. We really love that song. And as we were saying, music has this wonderful power to connect people. For example, through these amazing lyrics that you wrote. So thank you very much for that.
Oh, praise God, you're so welcome. It's so good to be able to share, about my brother's life, and just be able to, share about, how good he is. It's funny. I think of people with special needs, and even with Down syndrome, everyone sees him and it's like, oh, he has Down syndrome. But then they don't take the time to get to know how good and awesome he really is. And I think that in a sense, he teaches me how to be a good Catholic, a good Christian, and I think the world needs to hear more of his story. So it's a pleasure to be able to share that, and I certainly I'm grateful for the opportunity to do that with you, Anna. Thank you.
And you also had the opportunity to do El Camino de Santiago in Spain, right?
Yes.
And to travel to Italy. What do you remember the most about that experience? What was it like?
Oh my gosh. It was such a gift. I was traveling. So the university here, Franciscan University of Steubenville in Ohio, they have pilgrimages, and the Franciscan friars run it. And so they usually have a musician come on their pilgrimages. So it's about 50 people. And we went to Rome and Assisi and Loreto in Italy for 10 days. And I was doing the worship music. And so it was really an amazing opportunity to be able to travel with them and experience, Italy, and to be able to pray in all these holy places. But then right after that, I stayed, and I actually took a plane from Rome to Lourdes in France, and I was in Lourdes for one night, and then I began my Camino. And so I walked about 500 miles, which is it got to be close to 700 kilometers, I believe. And so it was a lot of walking, but it was really it was one of the most peaceful experiences. One thing I took away from it was I didn't have my phone, so I was able to really to have that silence we were talking about earlier, Anna, and while you're walking, it was just me with a little guitar and a backpack for 1 month, and you're walking just one direction the whole time. And it was beautiful. It was very difficult. There was mountains, but one thing I realized was that, even though my feet hurt so much and my legs and I was sore, but my mind was so clear and my heart was so happy, and I wouldn't trade in any amount of physical pain or duress for having a really clear mind and just really focused on just the little simple things in life. It was really beautiful. It was showing me how I should strive to live every day, even here in my office at Franciscan University, So, yeah.
And what was it like to share music and faith and prayer with people from different cultures there in Spain and in Italy?
Oh yeah, it was really remarkable. Indefinitely, I would always find someone that I didn't know how to speak Italian, and my Spanish is not very good. And so, but when there were two people with guitars, you could just go up and play music with one another, and it was so cool to be able to connect in that way. Like you said, it brings people together, and I experienced that every time I travel abroad with music, even though I could never have a good conversation with these people in their native language. We would still be able to play music, and even then your hearts are sharing, and it's a really great way to connect with people. It's really remarkable. I love it so much, Yeah.
If you had to choose a song from your album that maybe you feel that you feel more identified with right in this moment, or that is closer to your heart right now, which song would you choose, and could you play a part of it for us now?
Yeah, I would love to. I'm just thinking which one. Well, I could do the album. I could also share a new song too. I'm recording now for my second album. If you would like.
Yeah, that would be great.
Awesome. All right. It's called The Rush. And I wrote the song when I was in New York City because the pace of life is very fast there. There's a lot of movement. There's so many cars and trains and people walking very fast everywhere. It was hard to find that time to reflect. So I remember going into a church and just praying and saying, like, I just need to slow down here. And then I was with my notepad and I really felt like God wanted me to write this song, and it's called The Rush. Mama, why are you looking sad? You've got so many years to go. Don't keep looking back. Mama, we want new memories with you now. The wisdom of your years could really help to slow us down. 'Cause everybody's in a rush. Everybody tries to shove. Yes, ma'am, and thank you, sir, were common words you heard. People greeting on the street. Friends and family always meet. Was the only thing you had before time stepped on the gas. Look around at just how far we've come. Everybody's in a rush. Conscience, you put me in my place. I saw that poor man on the street, but kept walking away. Conscience, that memory haunts my soul. 'Cause human life has a great need to be seen and to be known. But I'm addicted to the rush, and I'm guilty of that shove. Don't always see people in my life is worthy of my time, but not getting too much done. Excuses like my 401 have held me back from slowing down, but soon I'll be laying in the ground. And I hope by then I'll have learned just how to love. 'Cause eternity has no place for the rush. 'Cause everybody's in a rush. Everybody's scared to love. What if the cycle keeps on turning? What are our children learning? Everybody holds some pain, so everybody needs some place inside someone who is choosing to walk the walking does by doing. Oh, who can comprehend just how to love when we all hide behind the lie that is the rush.
Thank you for playing the new song for us.
So welcome, Ana.
I was thinking about the lyrics of the song and this rush we live in, and that during this time and in the pandemic, circumstances maybe forced us to slow down and to stop and think and have the time that maybe before we didn't find. And I wanted to ask you if during this time maybe there's something that you learned that you had more time to think about, and if you this time also helped you maybe get inspired and have more time to write songs maybe.
Mm. Yeah, well, I know certainly it helps me slow down a lot. I was traveling quite a bit, maybe too much, to be honest with you. And so when the pandemic hit, it really allowed me the opportunity to slow down a lot. And actually, I think it was good for me to be able to take a step back. And obviously, I wouldn't have wanted this. It's been so hard on so many people. You know, and also too, all of my events got canceled, which I was sad about, you know, because this is what I love to do is play music for people, and not having the ability to do that though, it was good for me because it showed me, well, who are you apart from just this gift and talent that you have? You know, there's something more to just what you do on stages and in front of people, and that was really important for me to be able to acknowledge and, you know, sit with. And so that's something that I know I wasn't expecting I needed as much as I did, but I have needed it. And I haven't written as much music in this time, to be honest with you. But music is cyclical for me in the sense that it kind of comes in waves, you know. So I'll have inspiration and write, you know, 4 songs and not write another song for a few months. And but I'm okay with that, you know. It's really hard to force those things for me. You know, some people can write a song every day, but that's not what I'm able to do. I don't really that's not how I write music. So yeah.
And what are maybe your dreams or plans for the near future in music? I gotta say we are really looking forward to the music video of His Difference.
Oh, thank you so much, Anna. Me too. I can't wait to release it. You know, I think one of the things, you know, we are we're looking forward to releasing it, but I wanted to be able to follow up the release of the music video with my performances on the ground, to be able to go and travel with my little brother Sam, and to be able to share him and his life with people. And so without being able to have events and concerts and shows, I decided to wait to release it. And not only that, the news was so crazy, and it's so crazy. It's election year here in the United States, and I really don't think that if I released that video, maybe a few people would see it and it would fall down again, just because there's so much tension here in the world and in our country right now. So I decided, you know, I'm just gonna wait until the time is better. And yeah, I said, Lord, you know, let me know when you want me to release it, and I will. And I'm excited to release it.
We really like asking our guests about their vocation, and when talking to you, we can certainly tell. I mean, everyone who listens to you speak can certainly tell that you really love what you do, that you really love music. And I wanted to ask you, what things, what makes you reconfirm every day that music is what you really love doing?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's I think natural gift and ability. I love music, just naturally, but then also I think for me, more than just music, music doesn't motivate me in and of itself. But what does motivate me to do this every day is the people that it can touch, and the bringing together and to connect people. And I think that is what motivates me. It's just so important to me that I do something that is. You know, something that I'm invested in, and that you know, I is doing something important in someone else's life. And for me, that's important, and that's why I've chosen to do it. And it's definitely difficult. It comes with a lot of sacrifice, but I'm okay with that. You know, it's important to me. You know, so.
Great. I mean, when we listen to someone speak about what they really love to do, it's really inspiring. And where can people find your music or follow you in social media so as to listen to your songs?
Yeah, so I mean, all of my music is for sure. It's on YouTube. There's some music videos up there. It's on Apple Music and Spotify. Um, And so I think YouTube is the easiest place to find it on an international hub, depending on. Do you guys use all the platforms down there, streaming platforms too?
Yes, in Spotify, the whole album is there as well.
Awesome. That's great. Yeah, so I'd say Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and then yeah, as far as like Facebook and Instagram, I don't post a whole lot, but if you'd like to follow me, that would be awesome. It's JPVA Music as my Instagram, and then my Facebook page is John Paul Von Arx. And if anyone wants to email me and just ask any questions, my website email address is info@johnpaulvonarx.com, and I'd love to hear from everybody. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for this interview, John, for your time, for your generosity, and for sharing this gift that you have in music with all of us. So we really appreciate it, and thank you very much for this interview.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Anna. Thanks for the invitation to come and be on with you today. It's been a blessing for me. So thank you for all the good things you're doing as well.
Great. Well, we'll be looking forward to the next album. We heard one of the first songs that you played today, so we really thank you for that too.
You're so welcome. Yeah, I'm so glad to release it as well. So we'll be in touch.
That's great. Okay, so everyone go follow John Paul Von Arx on social media, listen to his songs. They are great. So thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.